Welcome back, class. If you're watching this video, then I'm assuming you've watched the clip from To Kill a Mockingbird. If not, please do so now. However, before we talk about the clip, I'd like to continue our discussion and discuss the second component essential to critical thinking. That step includes asking probing questions. A probing question exposes conclusions built on unsound reasons, flawed evidence, and faulty logic. In other words, we use probing questions to gain clarification when we feel something just isn't right about the argument placed in front of us. Therefore, if we feel that someone's reasoning may be unsound, we may question him or her to determine if his or her reasons make sense. Or we may question the source of his or her evidence, or see if the evidence is objective or open for interpretation. Additionally, we could use probing questions to probe the person about his or her conclusions to see if another possible conclusion exists. Simply put, probing questions are the best tools for academics, doctors, detectives, lawyers, or anyone else looking for that hidden truth. After all, if we can prove the argument is flawed in some way, we can prove that another possibility may be more feasible. So with that in mind, let's now discuss the clip from To Kill a Mockingbird. In the video, Atticus Finch tried to lead the jury to think critically by asking probing questions, providing evidence, and giving a compelling argument in defense of Tom. Atticus reasoned that Tom could not have committed the assault on Mayella. He highlighted that Mayella's statement said that Tom choked her with both hands. However, Atticus provided evidence showing Tom could not use his left arm. Therefore, by using probing questions on Mayella, Atticus is leading the jury to the conclusion that Tom is innocent of the crime. Do you see how probing questions work? Simply put, sometimes to get to the hidden truth, we may need to ask probing questions to show that other reasons or conclusions exist. Furthermore, critical thinking based on logical arguments and verified through probing questions helps us seek the truth. Therefore, to be an effective critical thinker, you must be willing to abandon your position whenever you find another view that has a better explanation of reality. After all, the ultimate goal of a critical thinker is not victory, but learning. However, logical arguments, strong evidence, and probing questions can be greatly hindered if there is low respect for the person delivering the message. After all, would you believe someone you don't respect? Additionally, if we have low self-respect for ourselves, how can we get others to believe us? Therefore, a discussion regarding constructing logical arguments and critical thinking in general would be incomplete without discussing self-respect. So let me ask you this question. First, what is your present level of self-respect? Before you can answer that question, we need to define what self-respect is. Simply put, when we have self-respect, we believe that we are admirable. However, two crucial choices can build up or tear down our self-respect. First, do we accomplish tasks and/or live with integrity? Secondly, do we keep commitments? After all, the foundation of our integrity is our personal value system. We create integrity by choosing words and deeds that align with our values. However, when we make choices that lack integrity, we tear away at our own self-respect. For example, if a student wants to be successful, what happens if he or she decides to cheat or plagiarize? Sure, he or she may get caught, and he or she will likely not learn the material he or she may need for future reference. However, the biggest side effect is that person's self-respect will decrease if his or her actions are not aligned with his or her values. Simply put, each time we contradict our personal values, we make a withdrawal from our self-respect account. Each time we're true to our personal values, we make a deposit. Therefore, if your choices are out of alignment with your values, you need to make a change. After all, You can't abandon what you hold sacred and still retain your self-respect. So, how can you raise your self-respect and therefore your self-esteem even higher? Simply put, you can raise your self-respect by making and keeping commitments that align your values with your actions. So how do you do that? When you make commitments, first, make agreements consciously. Say no to the things that will get you off course, stray from your values, or out of a simple sense of purpose to please others. Secondly, use creator language. Don't say, I try, say, I will or I won't. After all, remember, a definite no is better than a maybe. Third, make your agreements important. Write them down and tell others. In doing so, you will gain an accountability partner that will help hold you responsible for your actions. Also, don't forget to create a plan and then do everything in your power to carry out the plan. Finally, remember if a problem arises, or even if you change your mind, you should try to renegotiate. However, whatever you do, don't abandon your promise. Simply put, when we break a commitment to ourselves or others, something inside of us dies. When we keep a commitment to ourselves, something inside of us thrives. That is self-respect. That concludes the information for this section. See you next time.